In this video for OpenBuildings Designer Connect Edition HVAC Design course, we'll take a look at promoting the single-line HVAC model to a 3D HVAC model. So I'm in the file that we developed throughout the videos for this course. In the previous video, we looked at running the HVAC duct system sizing analysis utility on the system here. We made some changes to the system and we wrote that information to the single line model. This time we'll take that single line model and promote it to a 3D model. So if I come up to my ribbon interface, I'm in the Analysis tab, come over here to the HVAC group and the Duct System Sizing Utility. We get our duct sizing section summary dialog box. Remember, we need to load our system into this utility. We've got our button right here to load the system. We'll choose that button and select the first component, in this case our air handling unit. In the previous, I assign the end connections on the air handling unit. So end 1 is fresh air, end 2 is return, and end 3 is supply. And down here we'll set the connection to analyze to N3 supply and select OK. We'll let that process and it will populate our section summary in the duct sizing dialog box here. We see our critical route path. I'll go ahead and say OK to that. I'll move my utility window back up in here into the video, and here we can see where the operations that I did in the previous video, where I locked some of the widths and depths for some of the sizes. As we scroll down here, you'll see that. So now we want to do the rebuild function, but instead of writing to the single line model like was done in the previous video, we'll come to our rebuild and we'll promote to 3D. So we'll select the promote to 3D. Notice in the status bar, I see that I get this message that in the prompt that promoting elements, creating fittings. I'll say OK on this pressure loss for critical route path. And I'll move this out of the way. We can see back here, there is our HVAC system promoted to 3D. So in this HVAC design course, we see how we can quickly model in single line mode. We can run analysis, keeping the model in single line mode. And then at a certain point in our design, we can come back and rebuild and promote the system to 3D. Now, when you run this promote to 3D, the application will create a backup file of that single line model. I'll close out of my duct sizing section summary dialog box. I'll go ahead and say yes, because my information is written to the model here. If I come to the File tab in the ribbon interface, I'll say Open Folder and File Explorer here. And there is the backup file that was just written to my file that is m_grocery HVAC training.dgn. I see I have this underbar sl.dgn. So it will add that underbar sl to the name of the file as a backup. And if we browse to open that file, you'll see that it is the single line model representation. I'll go to my view groups, go previous. If we take a look at our 3D representation here, I'll get zoomed right into here. Let's look at some of our sizes. This is a 34 inch, got a 32 inch, 30 inch. So we may want to come back and change the sizes of some of these so we have fewer transitions in our model. So let's take a look at that. Come back to analysis, duct system sizing, load the system. Choose the air handling unit back here. Connection to analyze, supply. I'll say OK. And I'll come down here. I see this is 32 inch. That went to 34 inch. So I want to change that 34 inch to 32 inches. So I'll right click in here, keep it locked. 32, close that one. So I've got 32, 32. Let's go ahead and lock this one. We'll lock this one. So right click, lock diameter. I see I've got 30, 30, 28. Maybe here I'll make this 28. And lock the diameter. And we'll make this one 24, let's say. Again, to minimize some of the amount of transitions in the 3D model there. Let's go ahead and make this one 20. And we'll lock this one. So I've made a few changes in the sizes here. I'll say calculate. And I'll say write to model. Notice that my promote to 3D is grayed out because I've already done the promote to 3D. So I'll write to model. We'll update our 3D model using the duct system sizing utility. I got this View Disconnects dialog box opened. This shows me that because of some of those changes I made, I have some disconnects, and I can use this dialog box to walk through those disconnects and fix those in the model. And I'll close out of my sizing dialog box here. So this will actually zoom in. Let me turn off my perspective in this view. So I see right here how I've got a disconnect right here. So what can we do? Well, I can come in here, right press, delete that transition, and there we go. Basically, it healed itself there. Take a look at these other ones. Nope. Again, I'll delete this transition, see how it healed itself. So you see how this is walking me through where I might have some disconnects in my model now. And I'm just using my element selection, delete. Now right here, I need a new transition. So what I can do here is I've got a 24 inch to a 20 inch. Is I'll come back to my place duct tool, mechanical tab of the ribbon interface. I've got round duct, part and family, size, shape, orientation turned on, single line mode turned off. And I'll turn off the size, and I know that this is 20 inches, so I can come over here, change my size to 20, get snapped onto the end of those ducts, and I get a nice new transition piece. And then, again, I can come in here and delete this piece here, and I'll stretch this piece to connect that up. And looks like I've got one more here. So again, quick little bit of cleanup to do. See, I deleted it there. Take care of this one. One more here. So again, I'm minimizing the amounts of transitions in my model out here. One here. Again, for this one, I'll go ahead and place a new transition. I've got 24-inch duct, 28-inch duct. Maybe I'll stretch this back a little bit. Place a new piece of transition ductwork. 24 inches. And get it quite snapped onto the end point there. There we go. And again, I can go ahead and delete this piece and just stretch this piece. Some nice modeling there. And one more here at the end. I'll come in here and delete that one. Place a 16-inch round. Again, to get a nice transition in my model. And just to make sure my connectivity is good here. So that will wrap it up for this video and for this course on HVAC design in OpenBuildings Designer Connect Edition.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.